We're going to talk about martinis and more specifically Golftini. I am here now with Susan Hess, who is the founder of Golftini, and you are celebrating a huge milestone this week. It's your 20-year anniversary here at the PGA Show, but also a big week in other ways. I heard a little birdie told me Monday was your birthday, and also, may I say, OH?
I am.
Oh, yes, she has had a great week so far. So congratulations again on your success, Susan. Let's go back to the beginning. What made you decide to create Golftini, and how was that process?
So it was never really a thought of having a company in the golf industry. I was just a stay-home mom. I picked up golf. I kind of got the bug. I couldn't find anything to wear 20 years ago. There really wasn't fashionable. There was some, but not a lot. Nothing that I liked. So I lived in New Jersey at the time. I went into New York City. I found a sample maker to make what I couldn't find that I thought that I wanted. And I wore it to my match. And the other girls wanted one. So I went back to New York City and made another one for myself and made two for them. And then I just started this. I was making skirts. And I was having fun with it. I was picking out fabrics and ribbon trim, and all between the hours of, I dropped my kids at 9 and picked them up at 3. So it was just a whirlwind of kind of a creative, fun thing that I was doing. And then I heard about the PGA Show through friends, and someone said you should go. And so I made up a name at a martini bar. And
were you drinking a martini at the time?
At the time I was.
Yes.
And martinis 20 years ago were kind of hot. It was like Sex in the City. And
I think they're making a comeback.
Well, now they're back. Everything's full circle.
Yes.
So,
absolutely. So 20 years ago, obviously, women's golf fashion looked a lot different than it does today. So it must have been a struggle at some point. So I know it sounds very glamorous to start a clothing brand, but I'm sure there's so much that goes on behind the scenes that we don't see, the struggles. What are some of those most frustrations, the biggest obstacles you had to overcome in 20 plus years?
Well, so many different ones along the way, but the initial one was like, it wasn't cool to be a women-owned business 20 years ago, so I couldn't get a loan, and I didn't have a plan. So I kind of had to bootstrap it. There weren't like cameras on cell phones, like so many different things that I think about now, and I think this 20 years made me like think back about it. But I really didn't know what I was getting into. At my first show here, I got a big order, like $70,000 order.
Oh my gosh.
And I had my niece and my best friend, and we had a banner, and we really didn't know what we were doing, but we were taking orders and smiling, and people were liking it because it was unique and different.
Well, fake it till you make it, right?
Yes.
Behind the scenes, you might have been freaking out a little bit.
So I had 6 weeks to make this happen, and it really did put me on the map, and it made me learn how to like bill someone, ship someone, like all those things I didn't think about that I would really get an order and have to do it.
Yes.
So I just learned fast and hard and put my head down, and a lot of people helped me, gave me advice, and I do that now because I like to give back, because people did really help me and gave me some clues along the way.
What have you seen about the women's golf apparel space that has evolved? What changes have been made, and where do you see it going even further into the future?
Well, I think it's amazing that, and I know last year there was like 50 new brands. I met some younger women that started golf brands this week. I gave them like 3 tips. I like, don't do these 3 things. So I did learn a lot of things the hard way, but I do feel like I can help other people. From 20 years ago, they thought my Golftini was teeny and too short, and it was very moderate at the time. And they wanted longer length, and everything was stretch cotton. They wanted performance. So the whole performance has totally changed the game. And so now I have more performance, obviously. But I really paid attention to what was happening, and I kind of tried to roll with that. I think that it's really hard. Like, it sounds, like you said, glamorous, but it really is a hard industry, but with nice people.
Yes.
I came from a different sales background where people kind of hung up on you. So this was everyone knows someone here, and it's nice to have all these relationships.
Well, that is wonderful for you to say, because I've heard that as well about young female entrepreneurs starting their own businesses. They say that when they come to the PGA Show, even for a scouting mission before they exhibit, they say everyone is so nice and so helpful, and they're mentoring them. And so that's really beautiful for you to hear and do. So thank you so much, and congratulations on all your success.
Thank you.
Really
so
exciting
much.
to watch.
So
all right,
fun.
guys, back in the studio to you.